Hi everybody! Welcome to Raven's Third Eye Tarot. I am your clairvoyant medium, Raven, here to give you guidance and clarity along your journeys. If you hear crunching in the background, that will be one of my kitties. I hope you exhaled along with me and just released and relieved. So in today's reading, speaking of releasing, we are going to find out what it is that you need to release and what you need to grow. So where does our focus need to surrender and where does it then need to be readjusted to? This is a reassurance reading. So if you are in a spot in your life or place in your life where things seem confusing or you feel intuitively you should go in a certain direction or make a certain decision, this reading's really going to just amplify and clarify a lot of that for you and give you the reassurance that you need on the path that you're on right now. We are going to be using this Oracle deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. The universe has your back because it does always and forever. You gotta trust and surrender. So let's find out for group one. I just heard misinterpreted and misunderstood. So some of y'all may like to fast forward or skip the shuffling portion of the pick a card, but I tend to get intuitive messages that come through during this, so I kind of like to leave it in. Feel free to skip this portion and just go to the pick a group portion of this reading. Otherwise, let's tune in. So group one, I just heard mischievous. There's a lot going on, group one. Oh my gosh, okay. What does group one need to hear most right now for the journey that they're on? What do they need to hear most right now? I heard irrelevant. What's most relevant for group one? What do they need to hear most, Spirit? So for group one, your card says, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. Group number two, I heard bachelor and bachelorette. So you may be asking about love, assumingly with those titles there. You may be single. But what is most relevant for group two? What do they need to hear? What do they need to hear most right now, Spirit? What does group two need to hear most right now on their journey? In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. Group three. What does group three most need to hear right now? I feel really vulnerable in my heart space. I feel scared, timid, like there is some healing to do, like it's a very sensitive time or a very sensitive topic that you have on your mind right now. What will best serve their journey moving forward today? Happiness is my birthright. Claim it. Claim it. And it shall be. Welcome to the pick a card portion of your reading. Please take your time, meditate on these cards. Once you feel yourself truly drawn to a card, trust your intuition. That is the group that has the most relevant messages for you today. To get to your reading, click the description box below, click the timestamp associated with your group, and that will fast track you right to your reading. Hello, group one. So, if you chose this beautiful card, then you are group one, and this is in fact your reading. So in today's reading, we are going to find out what it is you need to release and what it is you need to grow. I am kind of doing a rapid fire tarot reading here today, and so I will hold up the cards for you, but this is really a personal experience. I'm here to give you clear, honest messages so you can best move forward for yourself in this journey. And I feel like you want to take someone with you. I feel like you might be asking about somebody, or I don't know. There's a lot going on. But We're going to start with your oracle card here because this is kind of giving an overview of your energy in general, as well as some channel messages that I see coming through here and advice. And then we will move into what it is you need to release and what it is you need to grow. Where will your energy and focus best be served? So with your card, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. Now, let me get some protection. You may even feel the need to protect yourself, or you yourself could really benefit from a cleanse and protection of your energy, of your mind. Detoxing from certain people, places, and things is kind of what it feels like. When I'm seeing here with the world, above the eyes, there's two eyes closed and the third eye is open, and it's showing the world in a rainbow here. And I'm being shown the bigger picture really does need to be your focus. I just heard the world is your oyster. Follow your intuition, the path that you already know you're on. I see that you have a specific path because your vision is set with the third eye open. You have certain intentions already. You have a plan. You have goals, specific goals. It's showing me the bigger picture. And that's what you really need to keep your focus on, is the bigger picture. It is yourself. No matter who comes in or who goes out, no matter what hurdles find you, because I feel like there are going to be many, but that isn't to discourage you. That's a part of it. I just heard it's a part of the plan. To get from A to B, you have to get through the maze in some cases, or go over some bumps. You have to have naturally obstacles and challenges in your life. And so those are going to be presenting themselves to you if they're not currently. And so when they do, keep that vision fixed on the future, on the bigger picture, on what your goals truly are. Because when you meet these obstacles, challenges, or these people that could be challenging for you, or the situations that you find yourself in that could be challenging even, bring it back to the self. Remember why you're here. Remember why you're doing what you're doing. And remember that bigger picture, that bigger purpose, because that's what's going to redirect you onto a path that is sure and is guaranteed success in the way of fulfillment and personal achievement, because I feel like that's the goal. So, it's really about yourself and what you want for yourself and what you deserve at the end of the day. I just heard at the end of every day, know what you deserve. I just got chills up my freaking neck. Know what you deserve and spend time with yourself to feel connected to your purpose, because your purpose is always what's going to fulfill your needs. That, at the end of the day, is your purpose. If we're thinking about love, if we're thinking about career, family, anything beyond that, what makes you happy? That's literally your purpose in life, and it's not what makes me feel needed, what makes me feel validated externally, because those are of the ego, and those tend to also come from our wounds. And I just heard those things need healed. If you are seeking outside validation right now, if you are seeking anything outside of yourself, and that's what you feel is your purpose, Spirit's actually asking you to reevaluate that. Where's that source coming from? Is it stemming from a wound of not feeling appreciated, of not feeling seen for who you are and what you have to offer? So then you could lower your standards for some of you. I just heard you may lower your standards of your partners or of your jobs. You may settle into a position that you don't like or you don't want. You deserve more, you can contribute more. And that could be systemic, you know what I mean? You could have real tangible limitations on why you can only go so far right now, or why you feel you have to be in a certain position, whether even in a relationship. And I don't really like saying that, because sometimes that does stem from wounds that we need to heal. And you are never truly stuck. We could be stuck in fear. We could be stuck out of insecurity and, things like that. And again, that circles back to our wounds then. And even our traumas and things like that. But we always do have a choice, and every choice does have a reaction or a consequence in that. And so you are needing to just reevaluate where your choices are leading you into where these reactions or consequences then are putting you on a certain path that you feel you need to stick to in certain aspects or certain respects. If that message does not apply to you, if you feel you're not resonating with that, then don't claim it. This is a general reading, and so there are many different energies that I'm tuning into, and so maybe that message just isn't for you. At any point in this reading, if a message does not resonate specifically to you, leave it for somebody who it does. But I just need to bring up all the messages that I feel come out because it's going to pertain to somebody. Now, what you need to release, if that didn't already explain certain things, let's see what it is you need to release right now. What does group 1 need to actually release right now for their best benefit? Oh my gosh. This is accomplishment. This is achievement. This is, I just heard, turning over a new leaf. This is you stepping into a new era in your life, a new chapter in your life. You have already completed a cycle here, and you are advancing, you're leveling up. And what you need to release is that past life. You may be holding on to certain aspects of yourself because that's what's comfortable. And I think that's why I have chills all through my body right now. I'm so excited for you. Oh, let me collect myself. But I think that's why I was tuning into that choice. Like, you have a choice. You have a choice. Okay? So make sure you're making the best choice for yourself. That's going to lead to longevity, I just heard. That's going to have you standing in your fullness, in your power, and the power over your circumstances, okay? These are major arcana cards. And so Spirit has a huge hand in this. These are major developments in your life, in your journey right now. But these are positive changes and developments, something to be proud of, achievements to be proud of, circumstances to look forward to, things to welcome in. You're really attracting things into your life. And it could be like this last minute stage fright energy. You could be scared to welcome in good things because I just heard it's like, all good things come to an end. You may be scared that there's limitations, or maybe you're going to mess something up. You could be scared to really embody your fullness in a way that it's really ending cycles that you aren't resonating with anymore. You've outgrown certain cycles and developments in your life. You've outgrown certain connections in your life. And if you have, and you are trying to latch onto them because that's what's familiar, that's what's comfortable. We've always done this. We've always been like this. You have outgrown them, though, and that is for your best benefit because you are entering a new chapter and a new cycle in your life that is, it's like calling and almost begging you. For some of you, it feels like it's begging because you may be attached to that past version of yourself, or you may be attached to that connection because, that's what was close and comfortable for you. But you are being asked to welcome this change, this positive growth and change in your life. The things that you need to change because it's going to benefit you in your life and your circumstances. You're going to have more to latch on to. I actually talk about attachment, and I'm all about being aware of our attachments so we can detach, so we can surrender, so we can let things unfold as it's intended. And that's what the Wheel of Fortune is talking about as well. Let these things unfold because it's happening for you. It's not happening to you. And it can be confronting when we get to the world, closing out these major cycles in our life. They can be really confronting. But it can be something to be so grateful for. And it's a time for us to be thankful for those connections that led us to this point, to be thankful for the opportunities we had that led us to this point. And just because we are switching out of that, turning over new leaves, releasing parts of us that no longer serve us, releasing people and connections and habits that no longer serve us, that we know we need to let go of, because if we cling to these, if we keep attaching to these, they're going to disrupt any goals and achievements that we actually have for ourselves and our future. They're going to disrupt the natural flow of life and the cycles of life. We are cycling through into a new chapter, into a new beginning, into a new phase of our lives. And sorry, I was just channeling so much. Where was I going with this? The attachments, okay, can be scary to be released, especially if it's a loved one, if it's a friend, if it's somebody who we counted on, depend on. These could be dependents, or people could be dependent on you, or you could actually really rely on them for a lot. And so if you feel yourself, this is a message for somebody specifically, if you feel that you're very dependent on other people for certain things, and you're using people as scapegoating, is that what it is? You're being asked to take into account the attachment in general, and then take accountability for your progress forward, because the attachment may be in a way that halts your progression, that isn't actually the best for you and your person's growth and potential. It could limit certain things. That doesn't mean that it stops opportunity from finding you. You know, you could still find opportunity. You could still find fun. You could still have love for these people. You could still feel that genuine connection and appreciation. You know, these are human. That's freaking human of us to do that and to have those feelings in those attachments, those emotional attachments. But Spirit's saying, is it limiting you in your growth? Is it actually keeping you unaccountable for your own actions and decisions moving forward? It's halting your progression. Is keeping you from your highest potential. It's keeping you from walking through this door here of the World card into higher developments of the self. This is your spirit ready for more hungry and thirsty for more development, and releasing these things and patterns that no longer serve you. These attachments that aren't actually going to benefit the changes that you want to see in your life. And so those things need to be released. Like I said, it can be hard, but Spirit's saying the wheel of fortune in the world here, it's for your best benefit to release it. Like, you're going to have so much more that you won't actually feel lack. You won't be in that lack mentality. You won't have to worry, is what I see and heard. You're not going to have to worry. And those who are meant to be in your life will always find you. They will always be there. Whether they're new, old, in between, you know what I mean? People are going to cycle in and out as they're supposed to, for your best benefit, for your growth and development. And so flow with it. Allow these things to change. Allow these things to finally come to an end, and focus on the positives within that change. Like, this is happening for me. And why? Because you've actually planted seeds. There's seeds of potential here with this Wheel of Fortune. You have positive seeds of potential. You're manifesting this. You're bringing it in. And so it may be happening faster than you feel ready. But Spirit's saying you're ready. It's time. Release it. Welcome the change. Let that fluidity be in the flow of life, and recognize how much potential that you do have. You know this because you've spoken it to yourself. Your guides have heard you. They're like, you wanted this. You actually asked for this. So anybody who is falling off or isn't a part of your journey right now, you have asked for something specific to happen, or you want certain things within your life that aren't actually able to happen if you would continue to keep that connection the same, is basically what I'm trying to say. So I'm sorry if I'm just repeating myself. I'm doing my best to flow with these messages here. And so what you need to grow, what does group 1 need to grow, Spirit? Look at this. You have the Page of Cups upright. You're going to have new connections come into your life. You're going to feel lighter in your energy and more open in your heart space. This is about your heart. This is about your heart space and being willing to open yourself up again to a new love, or to love in general, and to soften into that space as well, into your connections and into yourself. So when I was speaking about you being really, and I just saw 1010, and that's ending of cycles as well. 10's representative of cycles completing and closing out chapters, okay? So when I was speaking about your fluidity, this could be about your sexuality. This could be about your self-expression, especially your self-expression, because you are entering this new chapter, and what you need to grow is your sense of self. I feel that so heavily, and it is tied to your sexuality, to how you feel comfortable in your skin and in your body, and how you have been feeling about yourself may have been affecting your libido. It may have been affecting your sex drive and how confident you feel in the bedroom, or how confident you feel around, the sex that you're attracted to. And so that's why you're being asked to focus on that. Revert your focus onto yourself, onto your self-expression, onto how you feel in your skin and the way that you portray yourself to others, but not in the sense of outside validation. It's in the sense of exploring the self. And so anything outside of that is just a side effect. You know what I mean? Like, I feel good in my body and my skin today, how's my makeup? So I just wanted to be weird with my eye makeup. And so that made me feel good in my skin. And so it's from the inside out. I feel good. So it's going to affect your charisma. It's going to affect how you socialize with others. And that's going to make you more open and receptive to opportunity, to connection, genuine connection, and fun, lighthearted, fun, energy, connection to others and yourself. And that's where your focus needs to be, because you're developing the sense of self. You are starting a new chapter in your life that is going to be really explorative. In multiple ways. You could be actually traveling a lot more, meeting new people in your travels, and exploring with your identity and how you want to be perceived, and from a space of self and self-love, because you're starting to open up your heart then and feel more. I just heard, in general, you're going to be feeling more, and that too could be scary. That too could be what some of you may be holding off on, but you could be scared to feel connected to other people, to open your heart to other people. And you're actually being encouraged to slowly allow yourself to feel. And it can be intimidating with the Page of Cups here. They're not the most experienced, okay? Pages are not the most experienced, and they can come off as shy and timid and coy and bashful. And I feel, okay. So I just got a message. Some of you, that's part of your charm, is that shyness, that innocence. I just heard you shine with this innocence. And people love that. You may like to play games a lot, and not in a social way, okay? I'm talking about card games and video games, or, I don't know, board games even. But you may be somebody who likes to carry that adolescent type of innocence. And that is a beautiful spark of yours. That's a light of yours that you have inside. And for some of you, I heard that light could feel dim at times. And maybe that's what you feel you lost along the way. And if you do, if that resonates with you, you opening up to the love that is around you, to the potential that is around you, and inside of you, it's going to ignite that spark again. It's you're going to come home to yourself. You're going to close out these chapters and cycles and start coming home to yourself. You're going to feel more empowered within yourself, and then more willing to welcome in those loving and warm and genuine connections that you have around you. And I feel like there is one person in particular that you want to move forward with here. And you're being asked to spend some more quality time with them, lighter time. It doesn't have to be anything serious. You don't have to settle down so quickly into commitment. You can take it slow. Go on dates, have fun. Like I said, play games, enjoy your moments and your time together, explore together, adventure together, and just allow it to unfold naturally. Be in the flow of your feelings and of your intuition. And these Cups cards, they are in tune, because if you're in tune with your emotions, you are in tune with your intuition, because your heart is going to then be guiding you, and your heart needs to first be connected to the self to be then guided by, the self, by what you actually want, not by what others want of you. Okay. So it's not you settling into what somebody else wants of you. Of course you could want to meet somebody else's needs. Excuse me, I'm channeling. Somebody else's needs, and that's good, fine, and plenty, I heard. Like, you could do so much for other people. And you are cherished for that. If you have a specific connection in mind, know that they cherish your warmth. They cherish your compassion, your understanding, and your youthfulness, your intuitive ability to read them and their emotions. They cherish that of you. That's beautiful. That's a gift. But you don't need to carry that as like your main responsibility in the connection. Empathize and be there as a supportive figure. But if it's like a codependency issue, that is something that needs to be released as well. And I remember I had channeled that, what needs to be released. And there was this codependent situation going on. So if that resonates with you, know that you are only responsible for yourself, for your health, for your emotions, and your emotional state, and for you, how you act and react to others. And so then how you are being portrayed by others. Not in a manipulative way, be honest about how you feel. But if you are feeling overreactive or overstimulated, take a moment for yourself, find out how you truly feel before expressing it. That's a message from Spirit. Know how you feel. Be sure of how you feel before opening up to somebody else so that they can be true and honest with you as well. And it's not coming then out of a place of being triggered or out of an insecurity that they're going to abandon you for any reason. And if you do have that at all, I feel like there's some genuine connection, and they don't want to abandon you. They don't want to leave you. They want to be patient with you. They want to be kind to you and with you. Like, you're an object of somebody's fixation right now. I just want to say that. And if you don't have somebody in mind, you could just really be somebody who stands out and attracts a lot of people, a lot of connections. It's like around the world. If you're a public figure, if you're somebody who promotes yourself or puts yourself out online, you are somebody who attracts a lot of attention and a lot of, I see, genuine interest. People who just really enjoy being around you. Okay, so know that you are influencing them to have more compassion and love and be more open-hearted and receptive. And you are influencing them to take that time to understand themselves before opening up to others, which is such an impactful and beneficial tool for others to use. They really value that of you, if that resonates with you. And especially if you've opened up to somebody recently about how you truly feel, like there's something going on in your heart that may have even happened to you, a situation happened to you, and you're learning how to come out of that on top, however that resonates with you. People have actually benefited by your experience, by you expressing in your experience, in your story, and they want to honor that. Sorry, I'm channeling here because there's somebody, if that resonates with you, you have a loved one who has crossed over, who is so proud of you for your strength, your resilience. You are just like Empress, King, Queen energy, okay? You are somebody who is valued and deserves so much love and respect, and who is loved and respected. And they want you to continue standing in your power, standing in your worth, and holding that value of yourself, because you are really teaching others as you express and open up these things about yourself and your life and your emotions. As you, tune in and feel expressive within yourself, you're really helping those around you. And that's just a beautiful thing that Spirit and your loved one who has passed on, or multiple loved ones even. It could be, you're just spiritual team, but I did feel somebody specifically come through. I just heard a matriarch. It could be somebody on your mother's side or a matriarch of the family, a grandparent. They want you to really focus on those positive aspects within yourself, the strengths that you have that give others courage and strength, I just heard. Because it's something so beautiful and something that is going to really fill you up. It's going to fill your cup up. It's really going to add to your confidence and your potential. Because when you feel like I have potential, then didn't I say that the world is your oyster? Then you just naturally open up to the world and opportunity finds you, and it's going to continue to find you. And so that's an inside validation that you give to yourself. But just by knowing that you do actually help so many, Spirit really wants you to just appreciate that of yourself so you can have that within yourself. Whew. I channeled just so much out of these 4 cards. It's ridiculous. I really want to thank you for tuning in with me today. And I really hope this reading helped to clarify and reassure you of what you need to release and what you need to grow. Because you are growing, you're expanding, and you're developing, and it's freaking beautiful. And I'm excited for you. So welcoming these positive changes, because any change that is happening right now in your life is for your best benefit. It is happening for you. If you would like to see any future readings from me, please subscribe and join the little tribe. I would love to see you here for another reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to tune into you and your energy, and your time is precious and valued. Trust me. And I will see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 2. If you chose this card, then you are in fact Group 2, and this is your reading. In today's reading, we are here to find out what it is you need to release and what it is you need to grow. This is all aimed for your clarity and reassurance for the journey that you're currently on right now. We are going to start your reading off with this Oracle card, which will give us a better understanding of your general energy, and there will also most likely be some advice that comes through and some channeled information for you. So your card says, in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. And I do remember me channeling something about, I think you were the bachelorette group, the single group or something. The point of a relationship or being single was definitely felt. And I really just want to marinate on this word love. I feel it weighing heavily. I feel it being a focus. So like I said, you could potentially be really focused on love. For some, I heard hyper fixated on love and your opportunities in love in general. Now, since this is a general reading, please take the messages that resonate to you. If a message does not resonate with you, please just leave it for those who it will. Because as a collective, it's about love. Individually, I am picking up for some that you were really hyper fixated on love in general. And I'm not sure if it's anyone specific, but I really get this energy of like, should I focus on love? Should I be focusing somewhere else? Or you may have like multiple potentials in love that you were wondering about, but it kind of feels like a free flow state. And at the end of the day, love needs to come from yourself. And that self-love should be the focus, because with that self-love comes every other healthy love for you. And I just heard healthy boundary for you. So that may resonate for somebody specifically. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love. Yeah, really is just surrendering, coming from a space of love. I just heard that needs to be the bottom line. In anything you do, I just heard anything you say, make sure it's coming from a place of love. It's stemming from a place of love, whether love for others or love for yourself. You're really just being guided in that space. In prayer, contemplation, and stillness, you are really being asked, do not make any rash decisions. How I picked up before, you're kind of in a free-flowing state. That's exactly where you need to be. Wherever you are right now is exactly the space you need to be, because this is where you're going to find more understanding. This is where you're going to find more direction. Sometimes, when we're in limbo, and some of you may not be, because I feel like you have specific ideas for yourself, whether that be in love or specific ideas for your journey right now, where you want to go, where you're trying to head. But it's like at the end, it keeps just all coming back to love, or from a space of love. It's the importance right now. But through that space that you keep for yourself, through that stillness, I actually had just made a post today about having that space for yourself, because that's where you can feel, that's where you are honest with yourself, and holding those spaces for yourself, those mindful spaces for yourself, is where you find unconditional love. It's not a space of judgment. You're not judging yourself when you hold space for yourself. And so then you can be very honest with yourself, and you can find unconditional love and allow that to be your beacon and your guide. And I feel like that is relevant. So some of you may have seen my posts. Some of you may follow me on Instagram. Thank you if you do. Raven's Third Eye Tarot. Link will be in the description. Shameless plug. And you are being asked to just be here. Be present. Be present with yourself. Be present with those who are in front of you that you do love. Be present with your immediate family, I just heard. There may be a situation with your immediate family, somebody in your immediate family, a father figure, a mother figure, or a sibling. A child could even be in that realm there, but there is a situation that does need patience. It does need love, and it will require your stillness. And I just heard compliance for some of you, but coming from a place of love is all you need to be doing right now. Just take care of your immediate needs, your personal needs, being present in the moment, being present with yourself. And if you are doing that, congratulations. You're doing exactly what you're meant to be doing right now. And I just heard there's nothing more being asked of you, okay? Somebody needs to hear this. There is nothing more being asked of you. You've done all you can. You've put in anything that you could. If there's anything else you may need to do, if you feel you're in a connection, there's confusion, you're not sure what to do, how to make it better, how to resolve certain things, then I just heard all you have to do is ask. Be very specific. Otherwise, please don't burden yourself with anything more right now. Spirit's saying, like, you don't have room for anything else. You're actually not supposed to be carrying too much on your shoulders because you need to process. There's some things for you to process right now, I feel, and that's why you're needed to be in that space of stillness so you can process and know how you feel and be able to come from a space of love. Because if we're not processing certain emotions, or we're not processing certain events that have just unfolded, we could seep into bitterness, resentment. I just heard a higher state of confusion or a deeper level of like it can just get very negative. Let me not dwell in it too much, but, hold that space for yourself. You freaking deserve it, okay? So now we're going to see what it is you need to release. What is it that group 2 needs to release right now, Spirit? To me into group 2. Clear, honest messages for the best path forward. I just heard resentment as well. And you may not even have resentment towards a person specifically. It may just be like holding resentment towards an action, a situation, or a fear. If you're in a connection, a fear of what the connection can turn into. It feels like there's a potential where it could be really negative. And if that resonates with you, I feel, you don't want it to get to that space. And then there's where it's like you feel you may need to do more. You may need to ask questions. You may need more information. I feel a level of confusion in that regard there. What does group 2 need to release right now? I just heard expectations. Release your expectations. What do they need to release right now, Spirit? What does group 2 need to release to best suit their journey moving forward? What will be best for them to release right now? Lighten your load. That's what I feel. Lighten your load. So the Knight of Swords, I actually feel like I need to pull another card, but you do have the Knight of Swords. And I feel like this is in response to you feeling like you need to do more, you need to say more, you need to push a situation. Do not push any situations right now. Do not add more. Do not press more. Don't add pressure where pressure actually needs you to release and back away. It doesn't mean it's not going to be resolved. I feel like answers are being going to be given. I just heard answers will be given. You will receive more clarity because the Knight of Swords is upright. So there is action, but there is frustration. There is like upset and confusion and a hastiness to this energy. And so that's what needs like pull back if you feel that urge, because it's like itching a scratch, you know what I mean? So like if you want answers, you're just going to keep pecking and pecking and pecking, but that pecking, if that resonates with you, and I don't mean this in a negative way, it's just the best way that I can explain it, like what I'm feeling intuitively, but you're poking something for too long, a snake, a bear, a person, they are liable to then react in a negative way or in a way that's not very compassionate because they feel that pressure. They feel that compulsion I just heard coming from you when really they kind of just need their own space as well. So if you are in a situation with somebody, you are being asked to give them respectful space as well because you need it too. If you're coupled up in here or if you have a love interest, and even if you don't, for everybody involved here, you are being asked to give space where space is needed because processing does need to happen on both ends, on everybody's story here. Processing needs to happen, and that time to process needs to happen so that we can move forward with more answers and more action and a better understanding overall without any aggression rearing its little head here. So what else do they need to release, though, Spirit? Look at this. What did I say? Okay, so you have the Ace of Swords, the High Priestess, because it's being handled in the background, and the Ace of Wands. So you're being asked to release the need to control everything, release the need to know everything, release the notion that something needs to happen right now by your hand if it involves another person. Because we all have our own autonomy. We all have our own viewpoints, especially about a situation. We come from experience, you know. People are acting and reacting out of experiences and out of interest, energy, ideas that, you know, these could just be like inspired ideas and maybe, what's that word that I'm looking for? Spontaneous actions and energy has infiltrated a situation here. And it could have created confusion. With the High Priestess, it feels like there were some things unknown to you and some things unknown to other people if other people are involved. But there were some things unknown in a situation or you don't feel you have enough clarity on a situation. You need more information on a situation. And Spirit saying, it's out of your hands. It's out of your control. Trust your own intuition and trust what you need to do for yourself to gain clarity, closure, and forward movement and opportunity for your own self and your own well-being. Like, what is healthy and right for you? That's kind of what Spirit's asking you. With this High Priestess, it's like Spirit directly coming through here and saying, what do you need to do for you? What changes can you make moving forward to ensure positive communication and further action moving forward, to ensure a clean slate and a new beginning, a rebirth? I just heard a new way of doing things, managing things, handling situations. How can we make this right without force, without control, and coming from a space of our own understanding and not needing others to resolve our own inner turmoil? For some, it just feels like some of you maybe wanting somebody else to kind of make you feel better with more information or resolve a situation for you, have answers for you. But it's like, no matter what they say, though, that's not, I'm being shown this. No matter what they say, no matter what anybody else tells you about what you're going through right now in your life that has made you feel impulsive or confused, it's not going to change what the situation is, but it doesn't mean that there won't be clarity, truth, and a new beginning for you moving forward. So you are being asked to just release the need to have any of that from an outside source, from anybody else other than yourself, and your own intuition and your own knowing of yourself and understanding of a situation. I feel like there will be positive development because these cards are upright as well. You're really just being cautioned towards your communication and the way you act and respond to situations. Because the Ace of Wands can be a really fiery energy. It's a passionate energy. And you could feel this way. whether about your situation or a person. But it's being heavily protected and guided by spirit because you know what you need to know. And it feels like you know actually what to do. You know what to do for yourself. You know what you need personally for yourself. You're being asked just to move on the information that you already do know and release everything else. Just release it, because if you add any more, it's going to create confusion, conflict, a feeling of urgency, compulsion, impulse reactions and responses, and that can get messy. Now, I was channeling at the beginning of your reading, so I don't really remember, but I do believe that I had said something about resentment or bitterness, but the point there is, fall back on that space of love. If you feel any urgency or negative emotions arising because you may feel you don't have all the information, or you just want more clarity, you want more answers, you feel like you're just seeking and seeking. You may be watching a lot of tarot readings. You could be somebody who's like binge watching tarot readings because you want to find the answers that you want to find. You know what I mean? You already have a preconceived idea of a situation or of a person. And so you're trying to like justify that, and Spirit's saying to release that, because that's not what's going to actually bring closure to a situation or peace. And more is going to be shown to you. With this High Priestess, there's more to learn. More is coming, and you don't see it yet. Truth will be revealed is what I see. There's wisdom to gain here in the situation, in that space of stillness that you hold for yourself, in the patience that you hold for yourself. And I just heard in the realities that you do hold for yourself, because our minds create our reality. Our thoughts create our reality. What we choose to think, believe, and the ways that we feel in the midst of it all is really going to create our reality. So just be mindful of that as well. What does group 2 need to grow, Spirit? What does group 2 need to grow? What does group 2 need to grow? So I keep channeling. Somebody wants to know about this Ace of Swords. Like, what is there to know? What more is there to know or say or do? So I'm just going to clarify the Ace of Swords real quick for anybody who had that question. Oh, look at this. It's only clarifying what I said here, but I do see a separation. I do see patience being needed, but I see closure, and I see a chance to resolve, to feel like a situation has been resolved. So you have the Six of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Three of Swords here. And that's showing me that clarity is going to be gained. You are being placed in this space of stillness because you need to gain a new perspective, because you need to allow your own understanding of the situation to not be manipulated by too much information, because like too many sources and too many resources, like it's good to have that, but in some situations, too many opinions, too many judgments, that can just really cloud what your truth is. You need to know a subjective truth about this situation. You need to understand yourself more in this situation, why you did the things that you did, or how did this situation get to this point, what led to this, and how your actions may have contributed to this feeling of sadness, disappointment, hurt, upset. It feels like it could even like keep you up at night. It could make you depressed. It could have you feeling really sad and just paining in your heart. I feel pain in my heart. You could feel sorry for yourself, sorry for somebody else. The Hanged One is here to say, take an intentional pause for yourself, and I heard for others. So again, this may involve somebody else or multiple people or community, but you're being asked to take this mindful pause and moment for yourself to gain a better understanding of your circumstance and to move on wisdom that you have gained. The Hanged One here, it talks about enlightenment, gaining that wisdom through our experiences, and realizing you're not stuck, but acknowledging how you may have got to that point to begin with. It's kind of what this card here is saying. And with the Six of Swords here, it's only clarifying that you are going to have peace and resolution. You will be moving into calmer waters, and it may cause you pain. It may make you cry. I really feel like that. Like it's going to be something that could be hard to hear, could be sad, it could be upsetting. But this is all meant for your best interest so that you can find peace, so that you can find closure, and so that you can learn from your experiences. Because at the end of the day, everything is about experiences. This 3D life is about experience. And so in that space, referring back to my Instagram post, because it's about love. It's about finding that unconditional love for yourself, to not judge yourself. Don't judge your actions from a space of whether you're good or bad. You are human. They are human. You know what I mean? And so we need to come from a space of love to really understand that. I just heard to drive that home. We're all going to make mistakes. I don't believe in mistakes. I believe in situations that we learn from. You know, every mistake is a chance to learn. So it's a learning experience. It's not a mistake. We're meant to do these things, because if we don't, we're not going to learn. So how's that a mistake? You know, that it's guided. That's like it's placed in our journey so we know better, so we do better, so we learn. And that's never a mistake. It could feel like a mistake. You could be really sorry with that Three of Swords. You could feel sorry. And if you do need to apologize to somebody, that's what's really going to have peace and closure within that connection. If you apologizing, you opening up and actually expressing that hurt that you feel, whether you feel you caused pain to somebody else or not, you know what I mean? It's just for the situation in general. I feel a really apologetic sorrow here, and then the space to gain more clarity and composure to have that peace. And so what's needed to be released then is your desire to know more right now. Your understanding needs to come from yourself. With the High Priestess and the Hanged One, these are really self-motivating cards. This is about gaining new perspectives and new insights. It's kind of like the Hermit card, you know, by diving into your own world, by holding that space for yourself. So what do you need to grow? What does group 2 need to grow? I just heard you precious one. So somebody could be like calling you that, or you could be feeling that towards somebody else, that they're really precious. What do you need to grow? Wow. You have the Five of Cups in reverse, which speaks about your healing, overcoming your emotional struggles and challenges, and not being stuck in that space where it just feels like there's no end. That's what it feels like. There's just no end to it. And you're stuck in that puddle or that pool of sadness, regret, remorse. I really feel that heavily. And you are. And that's just needing to be processed. And that's where you need to grow. That's where your energy and focus needs to go, is into that space. If you are holding things against yourself, painting yourself as the villain, your intentions, that's what I'm being shown too. What were your intentions in this situation? Evaluate your intentions, because that's part of the Hanged One process. Spirit's guiding you to ask yourself, okay, what were your intentions? What was your motivation? Where were your actions stemming from? Because that's how you're going to be able to evaluate your emotions clearly, by first understanding those things. And it's really just a healing process. You need to grow within your own personal healing journey right now. And again, like I said, if you're trying to reach out to somebody else or press on a certain issue with others or somebody in particular, Spirit's saying no, because you need to heal. Because if you're not healed, this situation's not going to heal, because they're not healed either. And that space needs to be had. And so you're not being asked to paint yourself as a villain. You're being asked to evaluate, if you are, because some of you may not be. Pay attention to your intentions. Where were your actions stemming from? Why did you do what you did? And how can you do better moving forward with yourself and with others? Because our actions have consequences. And even still, we need to come from a space of love, because we do not need to be demonized. We need to be humanized. Okay? And depending on your intentions, if you had ill intentions, Spirit's saying you reevaluate those ill intentions. You know what I mean? So why? Like, get to the root of those things, because you're going to repeat those cycles. It feels like there is a potential to repeat certain cycles with people as well, whether that be within your communication, how you emotionally connect with people, how you emotionally express yourself. There's patterns here that need evaluated. For some, I see it's like abandonment, like you feel abandoned by a person or a situation. Others could feel remorse about their actions, and then you're needing to evaluate your intentions and why you did what you did. Grow in yourself, grow in your healing, You're human. There's no such thing as good and bad. What's good for you may be bad for this person, you know what I mean? And what's bad for them may be great for you. So, knowing ourselves and growing from that space of knowing. Grow from that space of knowing. Spirit's been giving you downloads. With the High Priestess and the Hanged One here, you're getting downloads. You may be getting synchronicities. You may be getting told messages and told information very honestly. And whether it's directly or indirectly, and like I said, you could even be seeking out a lot of tarot readings and things like that to find information. And Spirit's saying you have the information that you need. You have what you need, but you need to sit on it. You need to absorb it. You need to actually let that sink in so you can become aware, truly aware of it, truly aware of your actions, truly aware of your emotions. Grow in those ways. Develop in the self and develop in that space of love for yourself as well. And a space of love and compassion for any situation that you may be involved in if it regards other people. For regards another person. I was mindlessly shuffling here, but the 10 of Cups came out, which I am just blessed. It's a blessing for you. You're going to be able to come out of this situation with a higher sense of appreciation and gratitude. It's like, well, now it could even be hindsight. You know what I mean? It's like, well, okay, yeah, hindsight's a wonderful thing. And now I appreciate knowing this because I can correct it moving forward. I can appreciate this connection I have with this person, that it happened with them, because at least we can heal through this process together. Even if we have to do it separately, it's like that space, if that resonates with you, if you're healing separately with somebody, you are going to have harmony. You are going to have peace in your connection. There is a sense of home and warmth and just genuine care and love. Even if you're in separation, there is still this. It's like that's waiting for you on the other side of your healing. That's waiting for you on the other side of this information that you need to process through. It's waiting on the other side of your enlightenment, of your growth. There is emotional fulfillment ahead of you, and healing and clarity and closure in that way. So I actually feel like I want to pull an advice for you. Now, I kind of gave you, some advice just in general in your reading, but I really feel the healing affirmations would be really beneficial for this group. So I really hope these messages came through clearly for you. As much as I've been trying to ground myself, your energy does feel, maybe I should have had my amethyst here. Your energy feels like ungrounded, maybe, in that limbo space. You're just in this Hanged One energy. You really are. Really subconscious things happening here. And so meditation would be wonderful for you. Grounding practices would be amazing for you. I just heard running your hands underwater. That's a mindful practice as well, because you're paying attention to the flow of the water on your hands and just being in water in general. If you have access to water in nature, let that water flow over you. Let it wash you. Take mindful showers. When you're in the shower, you're washing off or in the bath, set intentions to wash away sorrow, wash away this regret, wash away these feelings that are heavy and weighing you down, and you don't need to carry anymore because it's not serving your journey moving forward if it is in fact making you feel demonized or desensitized. If you're numbing yourself as well, I do have a message here for some. You may be using drugs or alcohol to numb these feelings of sorrow. I just heard bitterness or upset. There's just these really heavy feelings within your heart space and within your connections even potentially. And so doing those mindful, intentional acts for yourself, whether it be through working out, yoga, meditations or certain practices, breath work, what have you, whatever you feel comfortable doing. I feel it would be really beneficial to clear out that energy to help reground and recenter you. So we're going to get a mindful affirmation here for you. Something to meditate on to move forward with. My world is a reflection of my thinking. That's really it. And look at this, that second face up there feeling really ungrounded. Switch your perspective, release that negative energy, transmute that energy into something positive, grounding, and beautiful for yourself. And if you are dealing with a partner right now, I have this message for you. If you have like a love interest, a partner, somebody that you are energetically connected to here, emotionally connected to, I release all fear, guilt, and anger. I'm safe. And I am at peace with the process of life. And this is really just strumming home. The message that I had for you. Sorry, that flew away. This is really amplifying the message that I had for you the entire time. So take that message if it resonates. I release all fear, guilt, and anger. I'm safe. And I am at peace with the process of life. My world is a reflection of my thinking. Use those affirmations to guide you and help ground you on your journey moving forward. And I truly, really wish you the best. I wish you happiness, health, wealth, and abundance in every way, shape, and form that this universe is always wanting and has providing for you. If you would like to see any other readings from me, you can subscribe and join the little tribe. I would love to see you again. Thank you so much for trusting me with your energies and for taking the time to tune in to this reading. And I really hope it helped give you clarity, reassurance, and a sense of peace and clarity to move forward with. I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello. If you chose this card, happiness is my birthright. You are group 3, and this is your reading. This is aimed to give clarity and reassurance for the journey that you're currently on right now, and we are going to find out what it is you need to release and what it is you need to grow. Where your energy and focus is best going to serve you moving forward on your journey right now. So we are going to first start with your oracle card here. Happiness is my birthright. This card is going to explain your general energy, and advice may come through in any channel messages. But I really feel like Spirit's just saying, that is it. Point blank, period. Happiness is my birthright. Keep chasing your happiness. Keep following your happiness. I feel a really dominant energy in here because it's like, I'm determined. It feels determined. That's a better way to describe. Sorry, I'm channeling. When I channel, I will stutter, mumble, and jumble up my words. So please do excuse me. Just bear with me when that happens. But it feels like a really determined energy. You're determined to have what makes you happy. You're determined to make things right, to make things work, to have the life you freaking deserve and you want for yourself. You could even be having a glow up. You could just be really stepping into your power or your accountability over your life and just taking charge. And for some, I feel like your mothers, I just got this really motherly energy, but it feels like a feminine, motherly energy of like taking care of those that they love, really nurturing energy, and that determination that comes with it. You know, you're going to do anything you need to for your kids. That's kind of like what the energy is. And it's like bossing up to handle that okay? And so some of you may be parents, but that's the energy I feel. Like you're going to do what you need to do for you and yours. And yeah, do that. Boss up. Be the person you need to be for yourself because that's your birthright. Oh, I have chills. My goodness. That's your birthright. You freaking deserve it. I feel like some of you came out of a really tricky situation or relationship. This could have been recently or within the past year is what it feels like. And those people could have just held you down, held you back, disturbed your peace, like ripped certain, I want to say like people from your life, but like anybody who has been taken from your life and is not here currently, it's because they aren't meant to be. You will always have who you're meant to have in your life when you're meant to have them, okay? And so if you feel like they disturb some connections and so those people aren't an active part of your life right now, then that is something that needs to find surrender and peace in. And for a lot of you, you have. I'm just needing to like kind of reiterate that, because I feel like if you were dealing with a specific person in your past who was tumultuous, who caused a lot of conflicts and chaos in your life, and you know, this is your liberation. Everything you're doing right now is a liberation from that situation you just left. It could have been a person, could have been a workplace within the last year or so, and you are really owning it. Like you're stepping into yourself, your purpose, your potential, okay? And you are making things happen, and you're going to continue making things happen. But I see with the moon here, what is it? It's coming in, so it's going to be a full moon. Okay. So it is a waxing crescent moon here. And it feels like you're gaining momentum. You're gaining your fulfillment. You're gaining even jobs potentially, work, notoriety. And there are slow moments where you feel like that's not happening for yourself. And I can see that, I can feel it, and I can understand it. And so you might maybe in the dark at times and like, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if it's going to all come together. But seeing that moon is my point here. Spirit's saying you're going to have it, okay? So trust it, believe it, trust the path that you're on, believe in the steps that you're taking, believe in the things that you want for yourself, that you need for yourself, in everything that you're doing for yourself. It's your birthright. Claim it, keep it, do it, you know what I mean? You control your happiness, nobody else around you. It doesn't matter who you're with. It doesn't matter what, you know, what people are giving you or saying to you or doing to you. And yeah, they can like stroke our egos a little bit, like we aren't always mad at that. I feel like some of you, like, you may have like a stage presence or a persona or, I don't know, like, I'm a Leo, okay? So I actually don't like the spotlight, but I enjoy being in my personal fullness, in myself, and like, I shine. I'm like, yeah, I'm all out there. And so a lot of people think I'm like extroverted when I'm really not. But, but that's what I mean, you know, embody your shit. Embody your shit. Okay, you are the shit. You have purpose, you have intention, and continue to follow that and follow your passions along the way. And that's really what Spirit's saying here. I'm being shown as well, this is really a confirmation reading. This is for your reassurance, and this is for clarity. Your reading specifically really is about that. Okay, so let's just dive in. Let's see what you are meant to release right now. Group number 3, what are you meant to release? Tune me into group 3's energy, please, Spirit. What are they meant to release right now? I just heard habits and pretending. Pretending in the sense of not being really honest about how you feel. You could be pretending like you don't care as much as you do about somebody. And if it is for a small percentage that you're pretending like you're happier than you are, Spirit's saying don't. Because that honesty is really going to allow the right people in. Point blank, period. Your honesty is going to continue to allow the right people in and the right people to find you. And again, like I feel like a public persona, or if you have a public platform or something like that. If you're a creative, I feel like art is coming through as well. If you're a creative, be honest about how you feel. Express how you feel. Let it out. Because those people who resonate with that, who need to hear your message, who need to relate to you even, they're going to find you. And that art and the things that you create, you are doing so much more than you realize for other people. Like they need that too. Not to put any pressure on you. You know what I mean? I'm a creative as well. I'm an artist as well. And that pressure can feel overwhelming at times. I almost said underwhelming. The pressure could feel underwhelming. So again, at times you may go through slow moments, slight peaks within your progress, but it doesn't mean you're not going anywhere. It doesn't mean you're not progressing. I just heard, look at you. Okay, hype yourself up. You know what I mean? Hype yourself up, because your art's beautiful. You are a beautiful person. The things you feel are beautiful. Even the things that you're scared to say, even the things that you're scared to express. I feel like you have something to express to somebody, and it's coming from the heart. And I feel like it's a positive thing, but it's scary. If that resonates with you, you are being guided to speak. Say your truth. Say your piece. because that is part of you finding your happiness and claiming what makes you happy. You're living in your true authentic self when you do that, you know? You're living your true authentic path when you are true and authentic with yourself and about yourself to others. So what does group 3 need to release right now, Spirit? What does group 3 need to release? Now these wanted to flip. I don't know. I'm scared. Okay. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't say that as your reader. I'm not scared for you. Let me marinate. Okay. Now that's why. So you have 2 cards. First, you have the Page of Cups. Okay. And then you have the World card. Now, both of these upright are not bad cards. What I see here for you with the Page of Cups, what you need to release is the fear of opening up to like gain closure, move forward into a new chapter. And it feels like I said with somebody, because the Page of Cups could be somebody you're interested in. It could be towards friends, romantic interests, somebody you have a crush on. It's like expressing that so then you can actually move forward into something more with them. You could explore the potential is what I'm saying. And so when you are opening up and holding that space, allowing for that space to be there to begin with, to be held by others, okay? Open yourself up so they can hold space for you. I'm being shown it's like you need to release the fear of it, or you need to release it's like the fear of judgment or the fear of miscommunication or of being too shy. Like you could just feel really shy, and you're being asked to release these things because you have so much more ahead of you. You are closing out a major cycle in your life, a chapter here, and I'm seeing Aquarius, a Scorpio, so it's deep. There's definitely emotion tied to this closure, this feeling of closure. It's coming to an end, but in a way that we could celebrate. Things coming to an end in a way that we can acknowledge each other and ourselves, and that we can appreciate that we had that spark to even initiate conversation with somebody, that we even had the courage to go up to somebody and say, hey, I like you. Like, I don't know. Want to go out? Like, is there more here? I don't know. I just think you're cute. Just opening up the door, like sending a message to somebody that you enjoy. Release your own limitations on yourself. It's really what it feels like. This feels like a blessing though, because it feels like this is what's coming for you, is that chance to do this. Your opportunity is here. You need to claim it. Claim that reward. It feels like a reward. It feels like there's somebody here that you were interested in. They could be really cute, stylish. You are attracted to them. You could feel bubbly with them. They make you feel excitable. And they are piquing your interest. But it feels like you may need more physical time with this person. You may need to understand their emotions more, get to know them and their life, get to know them personally a little better. And the door to do this, the window to do this is here. And Spirit's saying whatever's keeping you from doing that, you are needing to release it. Because you have a lot more ahead of you. And it feels like you're going to do it anyway. It just feels like a blessing. I just have to like say what the energy is telling me. It feels like you're being gifted the chance to do this. You're being gifted the chance to grow and progress and achieve a new connection, a new state within a connection. One that is more interesting is what I feel. I don't know. This person's like interesting. What else? Let me see. What's needing to be released? Okay, so the Hanged One with the 5 of Cups reversed. There could be like lingering emotions within this connection. It's like you need to close out the cycle. This could be an ex of yours. You're reconnecting. This could be somebody who you felt something with before. You may not have dated them, but you could have felt something with them before, but there seemed to be this emotional distance or discord, or there's something unresolved emotionally here that needs like a second look. You need to see things from another perspective, from a new perspective, and from their perspective to be able to gain closure and to open up a new door with them or a new window. You know, it's like this isn't over. That connection here is not over. Who is this person? How will they know them? It feels like there was a process of grieving or a sense of a mistake, or I just heard betrayal for some of you. within a connection and you have grieved them, but you haven't actually moved on with the Hanged Man. It's like you're stuck, but not like in a negative way. It's just like they're on your mind. They're in your subconscious. They're probably in your dreams. You could fantasize about them. You could dream about them. You do think about them. They are on your mind. Who is this person, Spirit? You really see them. Like, when you do see them, you see them. They stand out to you. There's somebody that stands out to you. They could be really accomplished in their own life or in their own right. They could have their own home. It's like they hit a lot of milestones in their life. And you could be younger than them, or there could be an age gap here. Who else is this person? What do they need to know about this person? I just see the sun. Look at this. You do have I just heard reunion. You have a new opportunity with this person. So you have the sun, the Wheel of Fortune upright, and the Fool. You have success, a new beginning, and a new cycle that has so much potential. That is a turn of fate, a switch of events. Spirit does have a hand in this situation, and whatever pause there was, look at this. I was just going to say miscommunication there was, and then the Three of Swords came up to clarify that there was pain experienced, that there was a separation experienced, and that healing did need to happen on one or both sides here. And so that was all intentional. Like, this was being guided by Spirit. This was a situation that was out of your control, but was absolutely meant for your journey. This person was meant to be in your journey. And there's a redevelopment within this situation here. And you're being asked to release the old, to embrace the new and what could be and the potentials of it. The risk is worth the reward is what it feels like. Whether you are just friends, because it feels like a platonic connection. It feels like something more friendly, even if it's romantic, even if you do feel romantically for this person. It feels like coming together. There could be flirting, okay, with the Page of Cups. Like, they flirt. They like to feel good. They like their ego stroked, like I had been channeling in here, like a little stroke of an ego. But it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a confidence booster. It's something that you both need. It's something that you need. If this is a separation, if you don't have anybody in your sights right now, I could see as well how this could just be talking about you having left a situation or a relationship and it was all for your best benefit. And so Spirit saying that door is closing, that window's closing. You don't need to worry about the things you used to worry about in that situation. New opportunities are finding you and they're going to come into fruition for you. Things are coming into fruition. Cycles are ending and you have more potential and new beginnings happening. So what do you need to grow then? Like I said, it's like a blessing. I'm excited for you. And I saw the 10 of Cups when I blew in here. Fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, happiness. I just heard requited love, okay? What do they need to grow? What does group 3 need to grow? What does group 3 need to grow? Look, the 3 of Cups. Reunion, friendship, connection, an understanding and an acceptance of each other's like individualities. And it's like the contrast that makes the connection better. Your differences with those that you keep around you, or this love interest if you do have one. It's like your contrast, your differences are what make you stronger together. And so you're being asked to grow your connections, to deepen your level of your understandings with them, with those you keep around you, with those who make you feel safe, seen, and comfortable. What do you need to grow? Judgment in reverse here. And I just heard the call to action. So you may be putting it off. Look at this. And I was just going to say, you may be questioning whether you should put yourself out there or whether you should like hold back from a connection. Should you go out to the bar? Should you put yourself out in that way again? And it's almost like you're blocking that ability for yourself. And the Queen of Wands is in the back of the deck to clarify and confirm, yes, you social butterfly. You are beautiful. You're beautiful, you're handsome, you're attractive. Your charisma, like I had been channeling, your charisma is something to be seen. It's like you are something to behold, okay? I don't know what it is about you. Like competition with this Five of Wands. You may have competition. You may have people fighting for your attention as well. Okay, so hold yourself to a high standard. This Queen of Wands is top of the shelf energy. Whether you are a masculine or a feminine energy does not matter. You are this magnetic, attractive being who deserves to have socialization, communication, to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be heard, to be felt, to be smelt, to be touched, to be loved. And I know I'm like really being dramatic right now, but that's that's really what I feel. And in the right way, okay? In the best way. And so, because when I said feel, you deserve to be felt, and like once I got kind of real intimate with it, okay, I felt a trigger. So some of you may be triggered with your intimacy, and that could be keeping you isolated. You could be scared to get close to others. You may be scared to really open yourself up. It feels vulnerable. And I remember when I had channeled your card during the picket group, I felt really vulnerable. I felt sensitive. I felt like, ugh, like I need to protect myself. And my heart feels really mushed. Like you just beat it with a meat tenderizer. And now you're trying to just heal it and like mold it back into shape. And I'm holding space for you right now if you do feel like that. And that could really be causing blockages in your life where Spirit's saying, you have learned enough, you've healed enough, you've grown enough that this happiness is your birthright. Do not deny yourself what you know is yours to claim. If somebody is reaching out to you, extending their friendship, extending invitations, evaluate why you feel you need to hold back. Is it a logical fear? Is it like a rational fear? Is it something where you know, no, that's actually really dangerous for me. I need to hold back. I need to step back. If that's the case, Spirit's saying it's because of those things that you need to recover from. So it could be addiction, okay? And if you are somebody who is trying to quit drinking or using substances, and these people want to party and you don't feel, it's like ostracized. Like I feel ostracized from my friends. This is just one message that I'm getting here. If that is the case, you need to reevaluate what really is your happiness, because that could just be an escape then. Those friends could just be leading to escapism and you ignoring the root of the problems or the real issue here. And if that is the case for you, Spirit just wants you to reevaluate that. Have time to spend with yourself to see what's really going to make you happy. Who's really going to make you happy? Spirit's saying don't judge yourself though. Like don't put harsh judgment on yourself. That's not why we're here. But you are needing to acknowledge the truth. And for the truth, that's why we are here. Okay. And for others, I had felt a situation here where we're scared to be intimate with others, how close we want others. Maybe there was a situation here we're not too proud of in a public scene or in a friend group, and now we're scared to be seen around them or seen with them. Or maybe, what if I go out again and it's going to happen again? I feel like there needs to be a recovery here, a sense of acknowledgement. What else am I tuning into here? There's this situation with like judgment and like harsh judgment here though. Why? What do they need to know regarding any harsh judgments? The Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is secure, who is nurtured and nurturing, who is really self-sufficient. Spirit's saying very self-sufficient, maybe too self-sufficient sometimes, to the point where it's like they have their stuff together. And it's so well put together that you could be idolized by others and they get the wrong impression of you. And those things could be manipulated or taken advantage of. If that sounds like a situation that you have been in, that you are a part of, or that does resonate with you, Spirit is saying you hold the title. You are still this important being. You're like self-reliance. You're responsible of yourself. You are somebody who, if you know you made a mistake, because I don't believe in mistakes, I believe in experiences and then learning from these experiences, okay? And so did you learn from those experiences? Because the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who has mastered learning through their experiences, because the Pentacles talks about our material world and the physical world and the lessons we learn, the values we obtain during these experiences. And the Queen is somebody who has just really been able to subjectively go through a lot and to learn a lot. And in those ways, you have a lot to teach others, okay? You're actually a guide to others is what I see through your experiences. Or you could help guide others by having experiences with them. So take it however it resonates with you. So don't misjudge yourself, okay? You are somebody who is going to make the best choices for you, and you're the only one to be able to do that. It has nothing to do with anybody else, you know what I mean? Other people can have their opinions or have their say or their wants for you, and it is coming from a space of love with the Three of Cups. They could be your friends, you know, somebody that you hold close, people that you really care about and that you feel comfortable with. But at the end of the day, you are this Queen of Pentacles, and you are the master of your reality. You're somebody who is entitled to your own opinion, your own values, and what you know is right, and feel safe for yourself, those you love, in your own body. It feels like in the past there may have been a situation where you have neglected your body, or you feel like you were misused in some way, something was taken advantage of. But trust yourself moving forward, because with the Queen of Pentacles upright, you can manage this. You can do this. If it was reversed, I'd be questioning it. I'd say take some time for yourself. You know what I mean? You need a little more time to recoup, to really, it doesn't mean don't process what you feel you need to process. Do that with judgment reversed, because there is something still lingering, or it wouldn't have been reversed. But there has been lessons that were learned within this situation. You are strong. You are capable. You are somebody who hasn't ruined their reputation. You're somebody who others do enjoy and they look up to. They value your presence when you show up in spaces and places. Like, I'm just, ugh. And like I said, you could even have a public platform or be some type of persona. You could be an artist, somebody who owns their own business with the Queen of Pentacles. You make your own. You provide for your own. You could be a manager of some sort. You could be somebody who does manager work with a lot of people, or who has to coordinate with a lot of other people. You could work at events even. You could be somebody who shines at events. Okay, I definitely see that. You're somebody who could shine at an event. You just have so much to offer. Like, and in that way, you have so much to gain. And you're somebody respected and valued. And so when you show up in those spaces, whether it be with, you know, your intimate connections or in bigger settings, people value that. They value what they learned from you. They value how you have grown even. If people have known you for a while, you're somebody who has blossomed into somebody so strong and capable and worthy, okay? And precious. And I just feel really playful with this white rabbit here. Something with white rabbit could resonate with you. I just heard like Mary Poppins for some reason. Or Alice in Wonderland. Maybe Disney. Something with this white rabbit just feels playful. You can have a real serious side to you, but those who know you very well, you soften up. And you're playful, you're cuddly, you're warm, you're compassionate, and you're understanding. And that is valued. And so basically what I'm saying here is grow in that sense of confidence, really. It feels like confidence. Grow in the confidence that you have within yourself, within these spaces. How you feel about yourself confidently within these spaces and with those close connections. Because there's that situation that was from the past. It doesn't feel like it's going to be repeated. It feels like it's a lesson to learn, but there may be regret lingering here with it being reversed. But you've learned. You've grown. And it doesn't feel like it's something that's has, you know, ruined your future, potentially ruined your ability to connect with others in a way that will afford more for you in the future. If I said that correctly. Sorry, I'm just channeling here, so things just come out. Is there anything specific? If they are in a connection, if they're in a specific connection, what do they need to know? The Queen of Wands came up again. If you have somebody on your mind, okay, you are somebody who is attractive, somebody who is magnetic, and this person, again, I'm being shown you are just so they could really light your fire, okay? There's somebody that's creative, attractive, intelligent, innovative, and if it's not somebody that you're interested in, that's your energy, okay? And that's how you're being seen, as somebody confident, creative, passionate, innovative. You may have pets. Here's a cat here, a black cat that may be significant for you. Cunning. You're mysterious as well. Like, you're shy, mysterious. People love that softer side of you that not many people get to see. So that's just like a little side note from Spirit, okay? And so embrace that creativity, that sense of independence, and that intelligence that you have, the confidence that you have. You don't even have to fake it. I see it right here because it took a long time for you to gain that and to be seen by other people in the way that you do see yourself, okay? So make sure that you're coming from that space within yourself too. You deserve that happiness. You deserve that growth, that fulfillment. And other people's judgments, other people's opinions, like I said with that 5 of Wands, like other people may have opinions about the situation or about you, have their own judgments, but like, who are they? The opinions that matter should be those that you feel comfortable with, that you are connected to emotionally, and that you know are reliable and want that, like they see your vision. Those that see your vision. Don't compare yourself to others. Do not. You're your own person. You're out here creating something else, okay? But those people are going to make you feel seen, acknowledged, and appreciated for the things that you actually have, and the ways that you can contribute. And anything outside of that doesn't even need your attention. It doesn't need your focus. And you don't need to worry about it because those are like misjudgments. Those are judgments that are being projected in a way that's like damaging to your reputation, and but what are you doing positively for your own reputation that you know about? That's all that matters. You know what I mean? What are you doing for yourself? That's what matters. None of the rest matters. So release that and continue on that path of potential, really, and connection, and letting your guard down and having a little more fun in healthy ways, in creative ways. Like, get weird with it, have fun with it, connect. It feels like you need to reunite with somebody, like really connect. I do see 2 queens out here. So if you are a feminine energy yourself, I see that you have a powerful feminine friend in your energy here that wants the best for you, that is very protective of you, that does want to reassure you, that wants to have a safe space so you can thrive and feel revived, and they want to have this reunion with you. And so you get out, okay? If that resonates with you, if that's a message that resonates with you, it is time to step out. It is time to release those judgments. It's time to embrace that community that wants you, okay? And if you are a masculine energy, I feel like that could even be a mother figure, or it feels like a mother. That could be a love interest that's a mother, or it could be your own mother or a motherly figure who wants to support you on your journey, who wants to support your journey in your friendships. They do want the best for you. They are very protective of you. They like providing for you. They could like doing acts of service as a love language. And they are somebody who enjoys romantic, intimate moments and things like that, but they love being in that space with you where it's lighthearted and maybe you're out with friends and, they want to reconnect in that way or connect with you like that. And if it is a mother figure, just know that they love you. They support you. They support what you're doing in your social circle, your social scene, and those you are connecting with. So many messages here in this general reading. Please take what resonates with you. Don't let the rest take from you. So I'm going to pull an affirmation card for you real quick. I didn't do it for group 1, but I felt called to do it for group 2, and I feel like I just want to do it for you as well. So this is an affirmation for you to leave the reading on. That was such a positive reading. So I do hope you're feeling uplifted and positive. I remember channeling like there's some healing to do in your heart space there, but know that you're being blessed. Trust your path. Trust your journey. And if you have somebody significant that you're questioning, like maybe they could be the one, maybe they could be a potential like soulmate is what I just heard, or you want to go on dates with them, you want to get more intimate with them, you want to get to know them more, you want to show them off to friends, You're being encouraged to do that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't worry about other people's opinions, because I feel like that's maybe what's stopping you. Or false judgments of them could be stopping you from opening up more to them. If you feel like there could be mistrust in a situation, because with the 2 queens here, maybe somebody's not trusting somebody's intentions. You're being asked to not be so guarded, to open up then. You know, truth will bring more truth, okay? So lead with honest intentions, clear intentions, and like tickle your heart space a little bit. Let it feel. Like, feel your heart space. You deserve happiness. Happiness wants you. It's coming, okay? And it may take these trials and challenges, but it's coming. So please trust that. What do they need to hear moving forward? What will best serve group 3 moving forward, Spirit? The universe is filled with endless opportunities for me. Thank you, Spirit. Like I said, trust those opportunities. Trust the things that are coming into your life that want you as much as you want them. And open yourself up radically. Okay? Like, this is yours. Claim it. Okay? I hope this reading gave you any clarity, reassurance that you may have needed, and that you move forward in your purpose and with excitement, and like get weird and comfy with it. Allow yourself to feel and be felt by those around you. Thank you so much for tuning in to my reading. Your time is precious and valuable. That's time we can't get back. So I really appreciate you tuning in and trusting me with your energy today in your reading. It was beautiful and I appreciate it so much. So much gratitude for you. If you would like to see any future readings from me, you can subscribe and join the little tribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye.